Welcome to NAILBA's ID Network. I'm your host, Katie Fallinger, and here on the ID video channel, you'll see exclusive interviews from changemakers and key voices within independent brokerage distribution. NAILBA CEO Dan LaBert recently sat down with Chuck Anderson, National Sales Vice President for Securian Financial. Let's listen in.
Chuck, tell us a little bit about the history of Securian and your commitment to independent distribution.
Well, Dan, we are a 140-year-old company this year. We were founded in 1880. We're a mutual company. We're owned by our policyholders. So one of the ways we differentiate ourselves in the brokerage marketplace is that we have great policyholder treatment, and we focus on that intensely. As a company, we didn't really enter the independent space until about 12 years ago. Okay. We were on the scene at that time with a very competitive IUL product. Okay. Really hit the mark there. In fact, about 90% of our sales through about 2018 were IUL. Okay. I joined the company in 2018. I came from Prudential, sure, where I was able to be part of a build of a brokerage, independent brokerage company there. So this was a chance to do that again with Securian. At that time, like I said, we were very focused on the IUL marketplace, so my job was to come in and really help diversify that organization and to really pay attention and focus on the BGA marketplace, independent advisors coming to us through BGAs in the United States.
Well, let's jump into that. I mean, clearly you're no stranger when it comes to building brokerage. You've done it. What are the plans for a 140-year-old company now in year 2020? What are the new products and services that BGA principals need to be made aware of, but more importantly, the 200,000 plus independent advisors that follow NAILBA?
Well, one of the secrets to success for the Prudential build was getting affiliated with organizations like NAILBA and groups like Libra and the other national accounts in the independent space. What that does is it allows us to work with them in an aggregate way and really focus on best practices and capabilities that are kind of common across a bunch of different organizations. We love the independent marketplace, but when those groups come together, they really have a strong unified voice, and we're able to come up with capabilities and technology and products and services that meet the client's needs that they support. So we really find that we want to be focused across many groups, but really focus at the top and kind of cut across the broad spectrum of BGAs in the marketplace.
140-year-old company. I'm sure there's plenty of charitable and community efforts that the advisors, the BGAs would love to know more about. Can you share a little bit on that area?
We're a company that gives back. Our United Way campaign is one of the biggest in the Twin Cities area and across the country. I've gotten to be part of that. One of the ways that we became successful at my prior company from a focus on the community perspective is the NAILBA Foundation. Sure. So in the last couple of years, as we've been getting more active in NAILBA, we've been working on some new ideas for us to be a player in the NAILBA Foundation. Mm-hmm. We'd like to be one of the carriers on stage with one of the larger checks.
We'd like you to be there too.
Yep, stay tuned for that. We've done some charitable giving and other areas, but what we find again with NAILBA is it gives us an opportunity to kind of work across the whole distribution world and give back in a way that's meaningful to that organization.
Well, that's fantastic. Obviously, NAILBA's goal as an association is to have over 100 grant applications this year, so we appreciate Securian's support to make that a reality. But the next question is, you've been around NAILBA quite some time. The annual meeting, you've been to just a few, just a couple.
Yep, couple of them. Yeah.
So every year we talk about the NAILBA Annual Meeting. It's the place to be for brokerage. Relationships are built, business is done. What is your value around that annual meeting? Why, your previous company, your current company, how do you see value in the annual meeting every year? Why do you see value in the annual meeting every year?
Well, I think about elevating the profession, mm-hmm. and I just happen to believe so strongly that this is a noble profession. It needs to have a strong voice from across the industry for how great we are, and when you think about the families that depend on us for the life insurance that we provide, it's really amazing that we get to do this every day. When you're at NAILBA, you get to have visits and you get to collaborate with many people across the industry in one place, and that's really powerful. That group has a great tradition and history around best practices. We've been able to, all of us have been able to improve our processes. The one thing about life insurance is it's not a simple product. And so the collective brain power and processing capability power of the different NAILBA members has given us the ability to improve our processes, things like automated underwriting, all the digital efforts that have taken place is all a result of the collective wisdom and power of that organization. Technology and innovation, I think, is going to continue to be very important to us, and NAILBA does a great job of bringing the vendor partners and service organizations that work with our industry on the tech front, so I think that's really important. And then really finally, I'd focus on the voice that we need to have in Washington. I know you're very strong, you guys have a strong relationship with AALU, but we need to come together as an organization at a time when there is regulation, and there's always going to be regulation, and make sure that we're getting our message to the people that matter, make sure they understand the challenges we have from some of the regulations. Most of them are good regulations, they're intended for the right things, but it's really important to really unify ourselves around how those regulations are being enacted and make sure that they're friendly not just to us as distributors and manufacturers, but also the families, the people that we protect. We want to make sure they're handled the right way.
The widows, the orphans. I mean, it's the reason why NAILBA was founded.
Yep.
It's the reason why our relationships with NAIFA, AALU, and the other groups exist, and that wouldn't be possible without your support. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Keep an eye out for new videos in the ID Network every week at nailba.org. And make sure you follow NAILBA on social media. We've linked all the places you can find us below. Also, mark your calendars for NAILBA 39. Our next annual meeting happens November 18th through the 20th in Hollywood, Florida. Those details are also linked below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon.